Fasting can help with psychological problems such as anxiety, depression, fear, anger, worries. I'll first talk about the scientific aspect and the physiology of fasting, including which types of people should or should not fast. And then I'll talk about the spiritual benefits, which is actually how I learned about fasting in the first place. So fasting can be a popular fad diet these days to help lose weight, but simply put, fasting can be defined as abstaining from food and drink for a period of time, or also fasting from certain types of foods, or decreasing caloric intake in general. So physiologically, the body needs energy to function. This energy is obtained in calories from food and drink. The energy can be from sugars such as glucose, can be from proteins or fats. The body aims to have a consistent amount of glucose in the bloodstream at all times. When glucose levels are too high for too long, this can lead to medical diseases such as diabetes, or if it's too low, one can get faint, lightheaded, even have a seizure from what we call hypoglycemia. So initially, if there's excess glucose in the body, it's stored as this molecule called glycogen. When people fast, glycogen breaks down to release glucose into that bloodstream. If all the glycogen stores are used up, then fat in the body will break down and it will cause glucose to go into the bloodstream. This can be why fasting helps people to lose weight. Muscles can also break down into forming these amino acids, which can then release glucose into the bloodstream. And so fasting can also leads to increase in antioxidants. And it's thought that antioxidants help decrease aging process and also help protect the body's cells from damage. Fasting has also been shown to be a good supplement when used with chemotherapy to kill off cancer cells, because cancer cells need energy like glucose to survive. So when one fasts, it provides these body cells with less energy and it'll be easier for them to die off. So there are other health benefits of fasting: help prevent against dementia, help protect against heart disease, decreases chances of type 2 diabetes, helps in treating rheumatoid arthritis, helps treat chronic pain, helps treat migraine headaches. Eating less fatty foods will help one to lose weight. The cholesterol will drop. Chances for obesity are less. And then psychological health can improve. There's an association with higher symptoms of anxiety and depression. Also goes with obesity. So if one loses weight, then the anxiety, depression will get better as well. Physiologically, fasting activates the body's stress response. So this leads to hormone changes in the blood, including less insulin levels, more catecholamines, and these catecholamines help give the body like energy and vigor. And so this helps stimulate the breakdown of fats, helps increase one's metabolism, and overall will give one more energy. On the other hand, when one eats like a big meal, the body tends to relax, their muscles and stuff slow down, their digestive tract is working, and so it causes one to feel a little bit more tired or sluggish. Some studies showed that people with chronic pain who fasted for 8 days showed significant improvement in their mood. Another study showed that people who fasted had better sleep, woke up less at night, and this also led to better moods. Other findings include people being more vigilant, overall a general feeling of more well-being or better well-being, and sometimes even a feeling of euphoria. Fasting also has other physiological changes like increases a brain hormone called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, abbreviated as BDNF. This leads to improved cognitive functioning and increases the brain's ability to resist aging. Fasting, though, should be done with guidance because it can lead to some side effects, including irritability, headache, fatigue, nausea, stomachache. Some people in which it's not recommended to fast include people who suffer from an eating disorder, people who have a body mass index of less than 20 or above 40. This body mass index is a measured weight in kilograms over their height in meters and squared. It should also not be done in people with kidney or liver disease, people who suffer from stomach ulcers, and those on medication such as a diuretic or a medication that suppresses the immune system. People with an alcohol problem, typically not recommended to fast, and women who are pregnant or lactating, and also people who suffer from psychosis. From a spiritual perspective, Fasting causes one's body to hunger so that they can nourish the soul. This is an example of what is said by Jesus in the Gospel of St. Luke. Blessed are you who hunger now, for you shall be filled. By fasting from foods, drinks, and worldly desires, one can replace their mind, soul, and spirit with more fulfilling, meaningful activities in life. So it's thought if you can have control over what you eat or drink for a period of time, that'll help you to have control over your thoughts, some of your feelings, and some of your actions. So by practicing fasting, you can have more self-control. This can help with the virtues such as love, patience, doing good to others, etc. Spiritually, though, one needs to put goals in place when they're fasting. Fasting helps to disclose what one's soul is like. Oftentimes, when one feels negative or has a difficult time, they may try to cover up their thoughts or feelings with food or drink or something of those lines. So when you fast, it's going to reveal some of those underlying feelings that are deep, whether it's anger, hatred, ill feelings. So fasting is a good opportunity to try to handle those negative emotions in a healthy way. It helps, in other words, remove one's defects and weaknesses. And if you can remove those defects and weaknesses, it'll help you have a better relationship with God and therefore a better relationship with other people. But fasting has to come from a pure heart and from one's free will. For example, in the hospital setting, there's been often times where we'd see prisoners go on hunger strikes. They're going on hunger strikes because, one, it would get them to get medical treatment. They wouldn't be in prison, so they're trying to often get out of something or get something their way. So they do a hunger strike. That is an example of fasting that's not really from a pure, righteous state of mind. Going back to the benefits of fasting, it helps increase one's relationship with God, and there's thoughts that demons will flee from the person that's fasting. It's also thought that fasting and prayer are the most effective tools to fight against Satan and in the spiritual battlefield. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 4, it's written, "Man shall not live by bread alone." In chapter 17, verse 21, "This kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting." We've seen a lot of the physical and spiritual benefits of fasting. Fasting, it's a good time to set up an agenda. Recall that physiologically it'll help one have more energy. They'll stay late, so the body will feel lighter. You'll lose weight, have more energy. So it's a good time for reading and prayer. It's also a great time for self-examination. Where are one's thoughts during the day? Are they with God or elsewhere? Is someone being fruitful and honest in their life, in their work, in their relationships, and in all their responsibilities? So there are many other ways one can look into the importance of fasting. For example, Christ fasted for 40 days, and during that time, he was first tempted by the devil. Whatever it is, fasting is important to do with guidance, with a doctor, a religious leader, or both. But fasting could be an important, often overlooked aspect of one's health and well-being that needs to be considered. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if this is beneficial at all. If this seems like quack or baloney, be sure to let me know in the comments.